Hi there, this is Åsa with a new process video. This layout has already been up on the Facebook group of Nicole 911, so a few of you might have seen it already. I am starting this layout on top of pattern paper. You can't see very much of the background because I have painted it at least 2 layers with gesso. And I have decided to do this with my old papers that I don't like, the papers that aren't anywhere near modern any longer, and the papers that just doesn't fit my style in any way anymore. I have quite a few of those, and I think it's a nice way to get rid of some stash and save me money on some cardstock and watercolor papers and all other those stuff. The alphas that I'm using in this layout is chipboard. They are printed on both sides. I don't know why one would want to do that, but they are printed with in different textures and also in different colors, and I have had them in my stash like forever. Once in a while I've taken them out to look at them, and I think, oh, they're really pretty, I can't just throw them away, but I've been lacking a lot of A and E and I and those letters that make my language work, at least. And I don't know if there are any language that can go on with only consonants, but mine can't, at least. And but they are kind of pretty, and I like the typographic feel. They have all different fonts, and you have all the negatives and so. So I haven't been able to just throw them away. I also think they were given to me as a gift from a friend, and I don't like to throw away things. So then I thought about, what if I can paint them and make a background of them? So I took out all the alphas, and I took away some of them that I could make into words that I thought was a bit useful at least, and the rest I sprinkled all around this page. I adhered them with hot glue, and I think it was the only way to make them stick to the page. So I'm happy I have my hot glue gun. It's really a tool that I wish I had when I was younger and were doing lots of crafts with cardboard and boxes and such things. But now I can use it in my crafts and with my kids when we glue stuff together, when they invent stuff, and I think it's really useful tool to have in your scrap space. I took out a 6x6 paper pad from Carta Bella. It's called Hello Again, and it's really pretty. I love it. I love the colors. They are totally my style, and I don't have much left from that pad. But here I took out some papers that I thought fit with the colors that are on the page now. The letters from the beginning were in kind of red and kind of yellow and kind of green, and when I muted the colors with the gesso, it turned into a bit like pink, a bit like yellow, and a bit like pale green. So it fitted the Hello Again collection perfectly. I made a bit of a cluster under the photo. The photo is one that I took sneaking up on my kids. I don't think they ever noticed that I took this picture. It's my daughter and my son in the sofa. They are reading a book together, and it's one of those rare moments that you just need to photograph to be able to remember it's actually been like that once. Then I decided that this layout was a bit too pale, so I decided to color the letters with some gelatos. This is a process where I will change my mind a couple of times throughout the process, but I guess it's fun to see how things can change over time when you're making something and trying out different methods and techniques. So I took out my water pen and I blended up the gelatos with a lot of water. And while I was doing this, I realized that from being a bit pale, it became very colorful, and that wasn't what I wanted either. But you'll see what I'll do next. Anyway, I used lots of water to make these gelatos really wet, and even when I was done, I sprinkled the whole thing with more water, and it didn't look very good. I realized the colors didn't fit at all. But I dried it up with the heat tool, and then I will give it another go with the gesso. Things have been really crazy around here this week. I've been in the hospital. It started with a really silly reaction towards my coughing medicine that I used to take the whole spring when I was feeling horrible in my voice, and I never had any trouble taking it before. So, but this time I got so sick I needed to go to the ER. So I did, and there they made tests and kept me for 4 days, and it was quite horrible. I was feeling well, but they didn't want to let me go because they had reasons to do more tests. So I got at home yesterday, and today I have a day off from work to get my feet back on the ground a bit, and I do that by scrapbooking and by doing voiceovers. So here I am. On the screen now you see that I put another layer of gesso on top of those letters to mute the colors some. And in this lighting it looks very yellow, but you can see in the still photos soon that it isn't that yellow in person. So this is pretty much the finished layout. I draw a pen line all around the page and also around the photo block and most of the pattern papers. I'm very pleased with this layout, and I will be using this technique again, using chipboard and gesso together to form some kind of background in relief. So have a nice day. Bye.